Hello, and now it's time for the second user guide for using the BAP Spell Caster, and today we're going to focus on the functionality that is available for teachers in leading their class and setting spelling tests. So, when you come to the main page at the start, when you go to the Spellcaster site, because you're a teacher, you want to go to the teacher admin section here. You'll then be prompted to log in using the teacher's username and password, which in this case is Mrs. Blue, a wonderful teacher. Always helps if you put in the right password. And then just click the login button. Okay, now as you can see here, we've already got some tests assigned for the two students in Mrs. Blue's class, and that is Mr. Orange and Mr. Green. It's a very small class, it's a very small school, and I'm going to show you how Mrs. Blue would go about setting up that test. So on this screen, she can already see what tests have been set for students. There's also the option to go back to the index page or to log out, but what we're interested in now is how to set tests. So you click the Set Test button, and this looks a little bit like the student selection page, where you can select the different topics of tests and the different difficulties. The difference here is that the teachers have the option of selecting different difficulties for each student. So if one student in your class or some students in your class are doing a slightly more advanced than other ones, then you can give them a slightly harder test to do. And of course, this is all anonymized because it's only going to be apparent for the teacher and for the individual students. And if you just click on the button here, you can select whether you want to give the student an easy or a hard test, and exactly the same goes for the other student. When you're done and you've set your difficulty for all of the students in your class, you simply go with Save Tests, and then you'll be taken straight back to the test that you've assigned. Now, because we've already assigned one for these students and we haven't changed it, the test just remains the same. So to show you what the effect of this is for the students, we're going to log out of Mrs. Blue's account, and we're going to go to the student page. We'll log in as Mr. Green this time. Now this time, rather than selecting your own test, we're going to go to this button here, which is Load Assigned Test. And that means that the student will do the test that has been set for them by Mrs. Blue. So as soon as you click that, it just takes you to the start of the test as you would do normally.
Capped.
And the student goes through the test exactly as they would have done otherwise. Okay, and that concludes the tutorial for how teachers can set tests for their students.